Hey there, John here with Gen X Growing Up, and I am at PRGE, hanging out at the Atari booth. A lot of video content yesterday, and you clearly have spoken. The thing you're most interested in appears to be this Intellivision Sprint. So many of you watched the footage and the coverage that I did yesterday, and you had lots of questions. And so this video, the intent of it, I kind of took notes of the most common questions, the most common inquiries about what about this, what about that, the Sprint. So I jotted those down. I got some props to take a look at here. I'm going to try to answer as many of those questions as I can while I'm here at PRGE. Let's take a look. In a second, I'm going to run through all of the games. That was a big question, like, is that game there? Is that game there? Of the 45, what games are there? I'm going to show you the screen, and we're going to step through all of those in just a second. But a lot of the questions came around the controllers. So I had a lot of folks ask about, well, just really geometry and compatibility and stuff like that. So the controller itself, and I want to take a closer look at it for you. It feels to me, to my hand, what I know about Intellivision, to feel in weight pretty much just like an original Intellivision controller. On the back, you can see it's got the 4 screws. What it lacks is that indent. There was like there was a concave area on the back of it, and I'm sure they had used that space for a battery and the charging components and that sort of thing. So it's flat, it's flush on the back. What about the buttons? I had folks ask me, are they rubbery or are they hard plastic? They are hard plastic. They're not a rubbery button. And in fact, I went over to see my friends at Intellivision Revolution that are here at PRGE, and they loaned me, I think this is maybe a Telegames Intellivision controller, but they lent it to me to show you a comparison. So look, I've got these side by side here. I just want you to see contour. I mean, that looks exactly right in height. It looks exactly right in width. It looks exactly right in depth. You can see that there. And so the next question a lot of people are asking about was, what about the overlays? So here is the Shark overlay for the Sprint. And they lent me the overlay. I don't know why they were able to part with such an amazing game, electric company Math Fun, but they lent me this Math Fun overlay. Get it out of there. Come on, get out of there. There we go. So first I want to show you, we're going to take Shark, and we're going to put it right into a Legacy Intellivision. Fits in perfectly, notches up under the lip, fits just right. The same thing in reverse. We're going to take this Math Fun from sometime in the 80s, and it's going to plug right in here under the lip. Fits perfectly. 100% compatibility with these overlays. Now what this helps me with kind of leads me to the next question a lot of people ask about, which is, hey, how come it doesn't have a cartridge slot? What are we going to do? This is a travesty. And I hear you. You know, I think if there's interest in the Intellivision Sprint, maybe Atari will consider an Intellivision Plus down the road, which is what I was suspecting they might do, and they ended up doing this instead. Here's the thing, because the overlays are compatible, if you have a physical copy of your favorite game, Cloudy Mountain, for example, and you want to plug it in, you can add the image to Cloudy Mountain because you own it. You can put it on that memory stick, plug it in the back port, verified you can add your games that you legally own to a USB stick. Then you can take the official overlay, put it into the Intellivision Sprint controller, and aside from the ka-chunk of the cartridge, you have a comparable experience to play because you can have the same overlay, the same controller. Oh, I did mention the back. You know, notice how here's the concave I was talking about. So the feeling a little bit different in your hand, maybe if you have a muscle memory used to holding the grip around that. So that's the only, that indent in the back is really, as far as I can find, the only compromise here. They did mention there's going to be a DB9 adapter to plug into USB, so you can bring your own controller from an existing Intellivision that you can unplug and use in that way. So all of that then taken into account, you know, now that we know the dimensions, you can then extrapolate what the scale is to this. It is 80 or 90%. So when the controller is clicked in, it's not, there's a smaller area here. Since the controllers are 100% size, the console is not. And you can kind of get an idea for that. And so the other thing someone mentioned is, what about this plug-in? So this is a standard USB-C. Might that get worn out over lots of plug-ins and plug-outs? I mean, sure, as much as any USB-C could wear out, but it's keyed in a way that there's a small groove here. It's hard to see, but there's a groove here that lines up with the groove on the side of this lip. And when it goes in, it can only go in straight. You can see how I can't really lift it because it's kind of notched in there. You got to pull it out first and then lift it. So I think it's really protecting both the plug here and from the kind of getting angular torsion, if that's the right physics term, on that plug so that it wouldn't kind of get damaged. So what the life of that plug, the life of any USB plug, plus the fact that they kind of prevented you from inadvertently kind of twisting it wrong because they have that groove to notch in there to help you do it. Okay, looking at my list, I think I've run through most of the hardware questions folks had. Yeah, why don't we go look at the screen and walk through all of the games for you so you can see that. I've got the Sprint controller here. I'm going to bring it down out of frame so I can slide through these and show you. But I didn't show you a little bit more about the interface I want to share. So you can hit the 1 at any time down here and show the controls. How does this game work? So even if you don't have the overlay accessible, you can check and see that, clear to back up. You can also hit 2 to favorite it, and it gives you 3 tiers of favorite, 1, 2, or 3. So it's not just favorite or not, it's how favorite is it, clear to back out. Number 3 will change the sort from alphabetical to favorites. I think you hit 4 and it goes into options, display language, stuff like that, and clear takes me back. So I'm going to flip through all of these. I'm not going to take a long time on them, but I want to go through all 45 so you can see everything that is baked in. Some folks were saying, what about this, what about this? Armor Battle, Astro Smash, Auto Racing, B-17 Bomber, baseball, I guess that was MLB baseball at the time. That had to be stripped, of course. Body Slam, there's Bomb Squad, another Intellivoice title. Boulder Dash, bowling, bomb buzzers, Chip Shot, Super Pro Golf, Deep Pocket, Super Pro and Billiards, Frog Bog, Golf, Hover Force, King of the Mountains, Motocross, Mountain Madness, Super Pro Skiing, Night Stalker, yeah, Pinball, Reversey, Sea Battle, Shark, Slam, I love Shark, Slam Dunk, Slap Shot, Snafu, Soccer, Space Armada, Space Battle, Space Spartans, Spiker, Stadium Mud Buggies, Star Strike, Sub Hunt, we're still going. Super Pro Decathlon, Super Pro Football, Takeover, Tennis, Thin Ice, Thunder Castle. Can I just hear the music for Thunder Castle, please? Let's just start that game. Oh. I don't know if you can hear it on video, but it's making me smile. Oh, what a fun game. All right, reset. Back here, Tower of Doom, Triple Action, Triple Challenge, Utopia, and Vectron. So if your favorite's not on there, oh no, what does that mean? Well, again, we have verified that you can take games that you own and have the images for, put them on a USB stick, they'll appear here in the menu. You can put your overlay on the controller, we just talked about. Is this the perfect solution for Intellivision? That doesn't exist. It depends on your preferences. I, for one, I like the compromises made here, and as someone who is just learning about Intellivision and has only started dabbling in the last year or two ever since Atari acquired them, I find this to be just a wonderful package put together between Atari and PlayOn and what they've actually been able to accomplish in a relatively short amount of time to allow us to explore these titles. Now we still have one more day left of PRGE, and so I'll be keeping an eye on the comments on this video. I hope this has helped you and answered some of the most common questions I had about the Sprint that is coming December 5th. I have a date now. When I did the last one, I didn't know. It's December 5th is when it's planned to be shipping. People say, where can I pre-order? On the Atari website right now, atari.com, of course. More importantly, how does it play? The latency, stuff like that feels great. And you saw all the nuts and bolts that I had a chance to share with you here. So, more coverage from PRGE over the next day or so still. We have stuff coming tomorrow, later on today. Thank you so much for your comments and your viewership here as we constantly shooting and editing on the floor at PRGE. We're so thankful for Alan One to have us out here to have a chance to take a look at all this stuff. So thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.